This can't be happening, but I'm starting to realize it is. And unfortunately, most people are asleep at the wheel. Buckle up. Here it comes.
I ain't gonna give in now. I just gotta live this now. I'm gonna be man, I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in their brain when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the wheel. Cause I am just up on the journey. You just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising, good evening, warriors all over the world. First, I want to start out with an attitude of gratitude after this amazing Easter Sunday. I love you guys very, very much, and I appreciate you. I hope that you understand that this is not about fear mongering. This is facts, figures, numbers, logic. If you want to call it fear, sit back and be in fear, but I know that I win in the end. I have one president CEO, and that is God, and that's who I'm focused on. So every single day I do my prayers, I stay right with God, and I do what I can to navigate through this new brave world. But I'll tell you what I'm about to show you today, you're not going to believe this shit. These are the people that are running our country. These are the people that buried our monetary system. These are the people that are working to bring us onto a central bank digital currency for monitoring and financial inclusion. But we're in a massive transition right now. We're not going to stop them from bringing in this new brave world of this currency. But what we can do is invest in some of the innovative technologies and change our family's timeline. Your 401k is about to get smashed. Pensions are on the verge of collapsing. America is bankrupt. And I'm going to show you what our leaders of America look like to other countries and how they respond when they're put under pressure by Congress. Check this out. I'm just blown away by this is who's running our country. And people think that we're fear mongering. People think that we're trying to spread fear. This is what's happening. So James Rule XRP posted on April 8th this video. I'm not sure where he got this video from, but if he created it, thank you so much. Just want to give credit where credit due. This video, if you can digest, this lady, Janet Yellen, is the Secretary of the Treasury. The Secretary of the Treasury. This is her. What's a 4-minute video, and then I'll dive into what's actually happening within our world. Everybody's working to de-dollarize. The dollar's not going to come collapsing down to zero like Venezuela. It can't. It would take the whole world down with it. Okay, that's just my opinion. But there's only 4 ways you can fix this: restructure the debt, print more money, stop spending, or move the debt from people that need it or the people that have it to the people that need it. So I think they're restructuring right now. They're figuring out a way to move money and velocity of money. That's what I think is happening. So let's listen to Janet Yellen under pressure in Congress. This is her responses. So this is who's fighting for our country.
For many agencies, payments of all types are all mixed together in ways that couldn't be disentangled.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Heinrich. Senator Kennedy.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, Madam Secretary.
Thank you.
Madam Secretary, isn't it a fact that the president's proposed budget for next fiscal year is $500 billion more than this fiscal year?
She doesn't even know. She has to look. She has to look. She is the Secretary of the Treasury.
On the spending side?
Yes.
And people sit back and they're like, you're fear mongering. This is what I watch every day. 8 to 9 hours a day of research. I'm watching these videos, diving into these documents. This is what's happening. Look at his face. He's like, yeah, the spending bill. Yeah, she doesn't even know the answer.
That's what a budget is.
Yeah.
Legendary.
It is about $400 billion.
It's about $500 billion more, right?
It's about what?
$500 billion more, right?
About that.
Isn't it a fact that since 2019 until today, I'm not including the extra $500 billion that y'all want to spend, since 2019 through today, U.S. population has increased 1.8%, and the federal government's budget is up 55%. Isn't that a fact?
Well, we had a pandemic.
Isn't that a fact, though? Are my
I'm
numbers
not,
right?
I don't know those numbers.
You don't know? You never looked at that?
I don't have those numbers in my head. I'm not disputing them.
Okay. Isn't it a fact that the president's proposed budget proposes $4.7 trillion in new taxes?
Listen to this. Guys, we can barely pay for gas and food. And this is a proposal on taxes. Watch, check this out.
It does propose significant additional taxes, yes.
4.7 trillion?
Something like that, yes.
So how are they going to get us out of trouble? Tax the shit out of us.
Okay. You talked about reducing deficit. Isn't it a fact that under President Biden's proposed budget, that gross debt will rise from $32.7 trillion?
This is the part where I need people to pay attention. This is what I've been talking about, guys. We're at 33% of our debts outside of America, which is normal for like countries. We borrow from each other. China, Japan holds the largest amount of our debt. We're at 133% debt to income ratio. I'm going to show you in just a moment. Okay. Our country is bankrupt. And listen to what he's about to say.
At the close of this year to $51 trillion by 2033?
I'm sorry, what number?
She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know. She's the Secretary of the Treasury. Buckle up, guys. Buckle up.
Did you give me for?
The president's proposed budget will increase gross debt from $33 trillion at the close of this year to $51 trillion in 2033. Isn't that correct?
Well, debt held by the public, which is,
No, ma'am, that's gross debt. Isn't that a fact?
that's probably a fact.
So
That's probably a fact. So Congress knows, but the Secretary of Treasury has no idea. That's probably a fact. I think. I'm not sure. What type of car are you driving? Is it red? I'm not sure. I don't know what type of car I'm in.
you haven't reduced the deficit, have you?
The deficit, the debt and deficits are reduced by the president's
How can
budget.
you go from $33 trillion to $51
because-
trillion and call that a reduction in the deficit?
Because that's a calculation for which you need a baseline, and then you compare the budget and the deficits and debt in the budget with a baseline in which there are none of the changes either in revenues or in spending that are.
So basically, we just come up with our own formulas so that President Biden and Kamala Harris can travel around the country and share with you that we have reduced the deficit, that we've increased the job markets. No, you guys shut us down globally. Like you guys, the job markets went back up because you opened the jobs back up.
Here's my
proposed in the
baseline.
budget.
Here's my baseline. At the end of this year, we project people a lot smarter than me, probably not than you, but smarter than me, say that gross debt's 33 trillion. They say if the president's budget is implemented by 2033, it'll be $51 trillion. Isn't that a fact?
If the president's budget is not implemented and none of the changes are made, it will be worse than that. And so the president's budget has improved the fiscal outlook relative to what we would have without the president's proposals.
Wow. Thank you, Robert. So there it is, Robert B. Wade. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we are. Well, let's just take a look. Let's just take a gander at this usdebtclock.org. We're at 31 trillion with a T, Being a millionaire now, guys, is going to be nothing. Nothing. Retiring with $1 million is going to be nothing in the future. And only 10% of the population, think America, retires with $1 million. Only 1% of the population in America makes $518,000. That's to be in the top 1%. 11.5 million is to be in the top 1% in America. Millionaires are going to be the new billionaires. Billionaires are going to be the new trillionaires. Money is going to move at the speed of light. Velocity of money is going to be everything. It's going to be a fee-based system. peer-to-peer system. It's going to be like Airbnbs moved into hotels, moved into Airbnbs, taxis moved into Ubers. Banks are now going to be customer service banks. They're going to hold custody your crypto. They're going to move money at the speed of light. It's all going to be transactions and velocity of money. 31 trillion in debt. Look at this. Look at this. But here's the other thing to look at, guys. Okay. If you look at this, remember the M2 money supply was increasing dramatically. So debt is going up and the money supply is going down. So your debt is going up, but you have less money coming into the system. Debt is going up, but you have less money going in the system. So what I'm looking at here is a 31 trillion right here. And then you look here, the M2 money supply is shrinking. They're shrinking the balance sheet dramatically, okay? The 10-year treasury yield is inverted, okay? A shorter term treasury yield bond, is now more attractive, which suck liquidity out of banks. Banks have no money. We are the liquidity. The world is in liquidity crisis. So here's what they talked about the debt clock, or they didn't say debt clock, but the debt in the future. So let's go in a time machine. I'm going to take you to 2027. If we keep the same rates and the same pace in 2027, the national debt will be $44 trillion with a money supply of $19 trillion. We are effed. We need a new monetary system. They kicked the can down the road. Janet Yellen has no idea what she's talking about up there. She's clueless to what's happening. So this was on April 7th. Is a gold standard coming back to Texas? Legislators propose gold-backed digital currencies. The gold standard is existed under the Bretton Woods system in 1971. It's likely never coming back. It says it's likely never coming back. There's a myriad of reasons for this, but the most important lies with the U.S. government's ability to control the economy. Under the gold standard, the government no longer has that tools it uses to support the economy. This mostly included the government's control over USD under the gold standard. Those with the most gold naturally controlled the dollar. While a large portion of the gold is mined in the U.S., a majority produced by foreign powers, moving back to a gold standard would effectively entail surrender the dollar's control of those who stockpile of the metals. But is there a reason why the central banks are stacking gold? Is there a reason why Basel III rules changed in 2020? Is there a reason why we went to zero fractional reserves? They hold a zero amount of your money in 2020. You don't think this was planned out? In 2020, zero reserves. They don't have to hold any of your money in the bank. You deposit 100%, it can be lent back out. And then all of a sudden we're going into bail-ins. They're restructuring those debts, turning into equity and putting it on the open marketplace and being monopolized by larger banks. So here's the proposal. I'll transition this over here. So this is a bill to enact. This came out on, what's the date here? I can't find the date, but this is based on the article there. I want to show you the actual bill. So here's the article, and then here's the actual bill. Okay. So this was section 404A established. The controller shall establish a digital currency that is backed by gold so that each unit of digital currency issued represents a particular fraction of a troy ounce of gold held in the trust as provided by this chapter. And it goes in talking about a gold held trust, a digital backed currency in a gold backed currency in a digital currency type of way. My apologies, I didn't have it on there. So you guys can see this here. Okay, so you can see that on the screen. So if you pull up here, it is SB number 2334. You can dive into here. It shows you this section here, and then you can dive into, it's basically a asset-backed currency, a gold-backed currency in a digital currency type of way. Okay, and we know Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, he is fighting to not go to a central bank digital currency, which I appreciate very, very much. He's expressly prohibiting the use of federal adopted central bank digital currencies as money within Florida's uniform commercial. It seems like almost like these, this is Texas right here. So this is Florida. This is Texas. It seems like they're trying to break free from America, which is pretty wild what's happening right now. Well, as our own states are trying to break free from America politics and America's stranglehold over our monetary system, other countries are doing this. So Saudi Arabia's crown prince does not care about pleasing the U.S. anymore. This article was from April 5th, breaking up with the buck. Basically, the dollar, Saudi Arabia, Southeast Asia nations swipe left. Their break is swipe left on the US dollar's dependence. Okay. So Saudi Arabia's crown prince does not care about pleasing the US anymore. Late last year, Saudi Arabia Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman reportedly told associates that he is no longer interested in pleasing the US. As per Wall Street Journal reported, he said anything his country would do for the Western nations would need a favor. Wow, we need a favor in return. He's like, we're done with you guys. There needs to be there's no mutual value exchange. We just went through that in our company. It's crazy. If there's no mutual value exchange, we don't do it. On Sunday, a surprise OPEC plus announcement to cut oil production by about 1.22 million barrels would provide the prince comments that are more words. Okay, so basically what they're saying is his deal with OPEC cutting oil production is basically saying we're not just throwing words to the wind. We're actually we're de-dollarizing, dude. We're not playing games with you guys anymore. So US dollar could lose most of its value in 5 years. Investment manager warns. This is investment manager saying this. So there's a million different opinions out there to include mine. Okay, but I think we can all agree that there's a big change happening. Mounting trend of challenges. The USD reported Saudi Arabia BRICS. Ron Paul weighs in on the potential fall of the dollar as reserves. You know, it's just interesting. Here we are. This is it, man. This is the Super Bowl we've been preparing for in 2020, since 2020, for the risk of being called the tinfoil hat guy for a very long time, for over 24 months, now going on probably 36 months. God, it's almost been 3 years since the pandemic. Isn't that crazy? I just felt something deep inside me that was changing, and it's not a bad thing. It's some of the things are bad. There's a power shift. And unfortunately, I hate that because it should be an empowerment shift. That's why we talk about Jesus to this day. He empowered people. That's why they killed him. He was providing hope to people. He was taking the most unlikely characters and waking them up. Think about this during this time, and waking them up to a reality that they could make their own decisions, that they could create their own ecosystems, that they didn't need somebody to heal them. They were kings and queens inside of them. So think about that for just a moment. So we're waking up to a new reality right now. Spiritual people call it the Great Awakening. Some people, the financial people, all call it the Great Reset. Religious people call it the Rapture. Some people don't know what the hell is going on, but I think we can all agree there's something very, very big happening right now. So what am I doing? I got all my debt paid off, all my worldly debt paid off. I'm creating cash flow. I'm creating companies. I'm creating ecosystems. I diversified across companies. Number one in new oil and gas is data, attention, and information. Though that's the new gas and oil. Okay. We're working to de-dollarize. I keep very little cash in the bank. I put it into assets. Crypto is speculative. I have a good amount of crypto though, but I'm diversified in cryptocurrency. Okay, very important. I'm across payment rails, supply chain management, looking at infrastructure like HBAR, QNT, things like that. Ethereum, right? I'm dollar cost averaging some Bitcoin, right? I'm a big Ethereum fan. So it just looking, but remember, you don't mix your investments. Your crypto is not your retirement, guys. Everybody's like, oh, if crypto goes parabolic, we are in Warrior Academy. We are very diversified. Leverage life insurance. Just got into real estate, so I'm expanding into that thing. So I want physical things I can hold. Cryptocurrency is a speculative asset, and when it goes parabolic, I can secure and then I can grow. There's always going to be boom and bust cycles. When the dust settles, a lot of the cryptocurrencies are going to be gone, guys. Many of these cryptocurrencies are not going to survive regulation. It's a fact. Okay, all boom and bust cycles end up exactly the same. You need to study Ray Dalio. I'd highly recommend you check out Kathy Woods. I highly recommend seek wise counsel, right? YouTubers, TikTokers, Instagrammers, we don't have the inside information. What I commit to you guys is I spend 8 to 9 hours a day in research. We have a research team. We have the Good Morning Crypto. We're constantly researching. We devoted our lives to this. We are guessing just like everybody else. We don't have deep insight. We're not part of the 1%. And, you know, this group coming down here and saying, oh, JB, guess what's happening? When YouTubers and TikTokers say that, be very cautious. They're saying that just to make you think. We're all making the most educated guess we can. As an intelligent investor, we invest in companies, okay? Even though we don't have even though like XRP is not a security, because that means we'd own Ripple, right? That's the whole battle with the case. But we invest as if we're investing in the company, right? We want to know, is there a real company behind it? Is there a real world solve? So there's many different things you can do. So we have an ecosystem. called the Warrior Academy. We've helped over 6,000 warriors worldwide since 2020 to stay calm and understand this is the greatest time in human history. As it looks, the worse it gets, the greatest it really is. To be honest with you, it's a transition. You can have to navigate through this by being calm and get into my 120-day challenge. Blinders on when you get in there. We under promise and over deliver. When you get in there, our academy has tons of stuff. It's like walking into a college with all these classes. Get in my 120-day challenge. Put your blinders on. Day 1, day 2, day 3 through 120-day challenge. If you go all the way through, I promise you, it will change your life. So after this video, if it's something that interests you, you can do it for 7 days for free in 2023. 60% of people stay after the 7 days. If you know anything about online free trials, that should tell you something. In the description down below, I'm proud to let you know that the Warrior Academy has changed over 6,000 lives. We'll see you on the inside. Warriors, let's get your shit together. Let's go.
System is designed to keep you trapped. 2017, I walked out of a high-paid vice president job because I was absolutely miserable. Working 16 to 19 hours a day because that's what the system taught me to do. And what I discovered through countless hours of meditation, research, reading books, understanding how the millionaires and billionaires operate, the system is designed to keep you trapped. Today, I own multiple companies. I travel all over the world. I'm financially free, and that's exactly why I created this community of like-minded warriors coming together called the 3T Warrior Academy. Now, I don't say this to brag. I'm sharing this with you to show you what's possible for you. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to take your life to another level, we believe the Warrior Academy has something for everybody. Processes that take you step by step through discipline, consistent activities, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Our 120-day challenge, all you have to do is open up the app and take it day by day. We're going to take you through the discipline, consistent activities to take your life to the next level. Within 1 week, you're gonna feel a difference. Within a month, people are gonna notice a change in you. That's how powerful this 120-day challenge is. So if you're truly ready to break free from the old paradigm into a new paradigm of discipline, consistency, great relationship with your family, financial freedom, and learning the pillars of wealth that will change your life and generational wealth to come, I'm gonna invite you to do our program for 7 days for free. The 120-day challenge has changed over 5,000 warriors' lives worldwide, and we hope to be yours next.
Warriors, let's get your together. Let's go.